Miramax Films is proud to present one of the most celebrated motion pictures of the year. The winner of the 1994 Palme d'Or, the best picture of the Cannes Film Festival.
Come on, let's get in character. Why are you so interested in Big Man's wife?
Well, he's going out of town, Florida, and he asked me if I'd take care of her while he's gone.
Take care?
No, man. Just show her a good time, make sure she don't get lonely.
Girl,
you see, this is a moral test of oneself.
I do believe Marcellus, my husband, your boss, told you to take me out and do whatever I wanted.
I love you so much, can't count on
Whether or not you can maintain loyalty.
Night of the fight, you may feel a slight sting. Pride only hurts, it never helps. In the fifth, your ass goes down.
I have to say, you play with matches, you get burned.
We should have shotguns for this kind of deal.
We're in a lot of danger, aren't we?
I'm prepared to scour the earth for that mission.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Get down, get down.
You got a corpse in a car, minus the head in the garage. Take me to it.
Don't you hate that?
Hey, what?
Uncomfortable silences.
Starring Mary Barone. 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 And Mary Barone.
Die, you mother!
In a new film from Adonis Paul. Sulk Fiction.
I helped hide a body. I was helping him hide her body. I was guilty of murder. They did not find my DNA. They did not find my fingerprints. They did not find me. Yes, I did what he told me to do to earn his trust. So I was guilty of murder. Anything that I did afterwards, I just murdered a woman. And he had already murdered somebody else and shown me her body. I was okay with it. And as soon as I got away, I went to the police. And I pretended like I told them everything. All of you are saying that you just want justice for Roberta. You just want people to know the truth. You just want justice for a potato. But you want justice for her. Why would I not be in prison? There is literal evidence. There was absolutely no evidence to call me a murderer. Because when they did the investigation on her body,
well, gotta give credit where credit's due. I want to thank the great and debonair Adonis Paul for that deep fake trailer that I play on every stream. Welcome all, everyone. It is Rickzilla here with another Merry Sunday Best. I am your host, Rickzilla, and take a look at my new setup. I decided to ditch the 3D desk in favor of a newer, more cleaner desk. And oh, look at that. I just set up a desktop along with a Blue Yeti, a lava lamp, and a lamp, and my favorite Godzilla toy. My favorite Godzilla statue. Yeah, I kind of pieced things together. I made it in Photoshop that I took some assets from... I downloaded some assets from those free PNG sites, and I put together and made this little setup. And the background, which is pretty much a talk show. I got it off of one of the free stock photos on Adobe, which does play well into the favor. It also makes it look professional. Anyway, you like the new setup for those who are about to come in? I mean, I know a lot of people are streaming tonight, but that's not going to stop me. That's not going to stop me at all. And I know it's late. It's Sunday. People got to go to work in the morning. But again, I'm going to keep this short, simple, and straight to the point. This is the Merry Sunday Best, and I'm your host, Rickzilla. And, well, let's just get into the whole thing. As you know, I've been covering a mentally unstable woman who goes by the handle Adrasdia. She is pretty much like Shani, minus the husband and kids and pets. She has been... Her real name is Mary Woods Barone. She has been involved in some aspect of a murder that took place in 2009. And she may or may not have facilitated the sexual abuse of a minor back when she was 19 years old. She has once lived in her grandmother's condo up until, for most of her adult life, up until her grandmother passed away in 2011. Then she's been living on the property or in a trailer since then. After Hurricane Harvey, and after she heard that she can get free medicine in Los Angeles, in California, she hopped a Greyhound and fled to LA to be homeless. She has been living in a tent. She's been living in a truck. She's been hopping around homeless shelters and motels for a majority of the 5 years she has been on the streets. Up until 2020, up until last year when she finally received her Section 8. She has made so many videos falsely accusing internet personalities and YouTube channels for, well, wanting her to commit suicide. She has exhibited traits of someone who might be borderline, but she doesn't pretty much show the proof on whether or not her diagnosis is well, exact, since she has been known to have a habit of lying. She has been in internet beefs with YouTube personality Adonis Paul, as well as the hosts of the morning talk show, Daywave Radio, Royce Lopez and JJ Stoner. I learned who Adrastia was through one of Hatman's videos on her. And since then, I decided to start looking into a lot of Mary's transgressions. And oh boy, I was not prepared for the emotional roller coaster that I have signed up for. Ever since Adrastia falsely accused Adonis Paul of stalking her and harassing her on the internet, he has made it apparent that a documentary about her life, about Adrastia's life. Let me say that again. Because Adrastia tried to call the cops on Adonis Paul, he made a 3-hour documentary in response detailing her life story. And there have been 2 more follow-ups, and then 2 more. Then he made 2 more following her time on the internet. Up until last November, when he made his final documentary. It's on YouTube. Go look at Mayo. Check out Mayo, the Adrastia story, which details every aspect of her life, followed by instrumentals that Adonis Paul incorporated to pad out the length of the entire series. The first one was like 3 to 4 hours long. The second was like 2 hours, and the third, I could say the third was shorter, since pretty much most of Mary's life has been, documented. And it's just padding out most of the reactions. Anyway, long story short, Adrastia is insane, but anyone who watches my channel already knows that. Now, without further ado, let us start with one of her recent videos. Also, Adrastia hates it when people tell her to get a job. And she freaks out each time, making excuses on why she can't work. And here's one of the videos. Adonis Paul played this on his Friday show. And it's pretty much the same sob story. So, let's get this started.
I posted a 2-hour video with Steady Light, and the majority of the comments are, get a job. No. That's hard for you to hear. I know, it is. But no. I will not just go get a job. Because I am not capable of handling a job at this moment in my life.
Honestly, I am at a loss of words. I mean, I expect a lot from this sociopath. I mean, no, she's not a sociopath. She's just a vulnerable narcissist. But when she said no, let me play that back.
But no, That's hard for you to know.
The sense of entitled, the brattiness of this creature. I mean, oh my God, I've never seen anyone so entitled that she would refuse to get a job. Then again, I watched Gasuba's videos, and already it's basically, I know it's just a piece of shit. But the way how she responds to people telling her to get a job, she just says no, like a fucking child.
That's hard for you to hear. I know it is. But no, I will not just go get a job.
And here is the big, long-winded excuse on why she can't get a job.
Because I am not capable of handling a job at this moment in my life.
Keep in mind, this woman, much like Shani and much like Truthfully Trisha, has made a number of excuses on why she doesn't want to work. And most of them are usually her faking a mental illness to deflect from criticism.
At this point, I'm barely capable of handling the people online who harass me.
I hate to say this, Mary, but I hate to say this, Adrazia, but if you can't handle criticism, then you shouldn't be online in the first place, Adrazia.
I could not handle the people in real life who were going crazy on minimum wage workers for no reason.
Honestly, you'd be better off working a minimum wage job. And keep in mind, didn't you work a minimum wage job when you were 19? When you got married to Steven, your first husband, whom you would drive to a 16-year-old girl's house for quote-unquote emotional support?
When I am capable and able to work, I will attempt to work. But I will never look for a job simply because enough of you screamed at me to get a job. I don't believe we were put on this earth just to work. I fully believe that humans should be allowed to live the same way that animals do.
Yeah, this part. Yeah, let me play that part again. I was reading her comments. I was reading the comments section. I mean, this part.
Work. We were put on this earth. I don't believe we were put on this earth just to work.
And here comes her biggest excuse.
I fully believe that humans should be allowed to live the same way that animals do.
Oh, so you want to live like an animal? Then go live in the woods, Mary. I mean, you already shit in a bowl. You've already proven that you can take a shit anywhere. You have shown us that you used to take a shit in a bowl and empty it in a dumpster in front of a church parking lot. I mean, you don't even look human to begin with. And that's probably because of all the years of drug abuse. And the fact that you keep dyeing your hair different colors.
that the land is free. We should be allowed to just exist. Find food, build homes, and just exist.
You can't do none of those things. Adonis Paul has made it clear in Mayo 3 that Adrasia has never done anything for herself. It always is someone else doing everything for her. When she was 19, it was her grandmother. When she was living with her grandmother pretty much paid most of her bills. When she was living out on the streets, it was pretty much the taxpayers doing all the work for her. When she was living in that truck, once again, it was the guy, that sailor that went overseas, that gave her that truck. And what did she do? She pretty much did nothing. She did nothing except make videos, play the victim, and, well, she was pretty much an overall nuisance. And now that she's still living in her Section 8 housing, which was, of course, bought and paid for by the taxpayers, she still cannot, for the life of her, find employment. Or she doesn't want to look for employment because, as what Aunt Kathy said, she's a selfish, greedy, spoiled brat who will never take responsibility for herself. And I agree with Aunt Kathy.
But we can't, because everything is owned by somebody else. I can't just wander off into the woods and find a patch of land that nobody owns and build myself a little cave out of mud and exist. But I should be allowed to do that, because why shouldn't I?
Because you're not an animal. You're a human being. Human beings have the foresight of doing things by themselves. Unfortunately for you, Mary, you were never given or taught how to take care of yourself. Probably because, I don't know, your grandmother used to spoil you when you were a child, and you still expect that from everyone else.
I didn't ask to be born here. I was placed here, and all I want to do is exist here. All I want to do is live. I don't even want to be around people.
Heck, well, so much for trying to get her to talk with Truthfully Trisha.
Like, the majority of the time, I don't leave my apartment because I don't like being around people, because people are hateful and cruel and think about nothing but money.
You're one to talk, Adrasia. I mean, you're hateful and cruel, and you want to talk about money. And all you do, that's a majority of your videos, is that you are always hateful and you're always cruel. You're always hateful when it comes to people who give you criticism. You're always cruel when you shut them down or try to delete their comments in your videos. And your entire channel is basically you e-begging.
And how to hurt people.
Oh, and also you have been trying to hurt people in the past. You tried to hurt your Aunt Kathy by threatening ill will on her children and her grandchildren. You tried to hurt Adonis Paul by flagging his channels. You tried to hurt Virgie by having his first channel nuked. You tried to hurt Rotzi by contacting their sponsors. You hurt that girl, that minor, when you drove your ex-husband to her house. You were involved with the murder of Roberta Laws, and you helped bury her body in the backyard.
I don't like people.
Well, so much for trying to get her to talk with Truthfully Trisha.
If I could just go and build a cave and live by myself for the rest of my life, I absolutely would.
Why don't you? Why don't you go live in a cave for the rest of your life? No one's going to miss you. That probably means that you won't ever have Wi-Fi. You won't ever do your YouTube videos. You won't play Pokemon or watch I Love Lucy.
It's pretty hard to get a job when you live with that mindset. And, you know, but you put your PayPal in there, sure. It was a 2-hour-long video. You motherfuckers do 2-hour-long videos every day that you put up your PayPal and make money on.
It's called live streaming. Putting up PayPal. And one of the reasons why I put up my PayPal is called shilling. Shilling is a thing that most content creators do. You, Mary, don't do live streams because you can't handle when people call you a murderer or a duck murderer or tell you to get a job. So that explains why you will never do a live stream, is because you don't like people. You don't like to talk to people. If you can't handle criticism, then get off the internet. Go live in a cave.
And you don't have hundreds of people coming at you telling you to just get a job.
Probably because for some of us, YouTube is a job. I mean, there are people who make money covering people like you.
People every day put their PayPals up on their YouTube channels.
Like I said, it's called shilling.
And they don't get attacked for it, belittled and berated and treated like they don't even deserve to live.
There's a thing, Mary. We don't e-beg online. None of us aren't constantly e-begging for attention. None of us are threatening suicide for pity grifting. And I can see in most of her chat, it's her people saying, get a job, get a job. Hold on, let me show you something. Trabajo. It means job. In Spanish. Hold on, let me...
People every day put their PayPals up on their YouTube channels. And they don't get attacked for it, belittled and berated and treated like they don't even deserve to live if they can't get a job.
You are right, bro guy. You are absolutely right. She wants the comfort of society without participating in it. She wants to exist without putting in effort. Like I said, bro guy, if you watched Mayo 3, Adonis Paul mentions that this pattern of behavior where he says that Adrasia has never done anything for herself, from her Section 8 housing to her free therapy. She has never worked for anything in her entire life. And this translates to her online behavior where she's screaming and crying for pity donations. She's kind of like Shani. Every time people tell her to get a job, she flips out. She's kind of like Shani and Rev. Every time people tell her to get a job, she flips out and makes thousands of excuses on why she doesn't want to work. Kind of like Rev.
There's a lot of things on this planet that are existing right now without having a job.
Those are plants. I bet Adrasia keeps saying, I bet Adrasia is gonna say that I hate being a human and I wish I was a cat. Bitch. You have shown that you can take a shit anywhere. If you could take a shit in a bowl, then obviously you can take a shit in the woods. Maybe you should go live in the woods for the rest of your life. Leave society alone. Nobody's gonna miss you.
All the birds, cats, dogs.
Apparently, Adrasia has never heard of a service dog. Dogs work. Dogs can work. It's called being a service animal. And obviously, she's never heard of a service animal. That's a job. They don't get paid for it. But if they do get paid, it's probably going to be in doggy treats.
Anything that's not human is allowed to exist on this earth without having a job. Y'all want me to go and get one because I'm a human. All humans have to work.
Exactly, bro guy.
Because the overlords need money. So all of the fucking worker drones have to go and work.
Hey, don't be dissing the worker drones. If it wasn't for those worker drones, you wouldn't be in your Section 8 housing, Mary.
And if it drives you insane and if it kills you, well, that's fine. There'll be a couple more boards tomorrow that'll take your place. You don't mean anything to your jobs.
And you don't mean anything to us.
You think your boss cares about you?
Well, I've been flying under Susan's radar, so I'm good.
He doesn't.
Why does she always say that? Why is it always when it's a boss, she's always saying it's a man? You know women can be bosses too, Mary? I mean, I'm still not getting noticed by Susan, thank God. Otherwise, she would have flagged my shit. Knock on wood.
She doesn't.
Oh, there you go.
If you were to quit your job right now, nobody would give a shit. They would just find somebody else to give the job to.
Yeah, you're probably right, but people who quit obviously look for a better job.
Jobs are consistent. People are replaceable.
I bet you thought of that when you told Kenneth McBride to get rid of Roberta.
I'm not a job.
No, you're not. No, you're not, Mary. If you were a job, you wouldn't be on here e-begging constantly. And I wouldn't be covering you. I'd be losing my shit over Shani.
I'm a person.
Are you now, Mary? Are you? You're pretty much using the same arguments as Truthfully Trisha. And I've spent almost 3.5 hours watching her constant meltdowns.
Tommy/Adrastia if you'd like to help me continue to exist without having a job.
There she goes again. You will give me all your toilet paper so that I will appease Lake Titicaca. Sorry, Adrasia, but your toilet paper belongs to Lake Titicaca. And also, James Clark, fuck you. You're a nonce. James Clark, James Robert Clark III, you are like what Adonis Paul said, you are mentally a 13-year-old. And this is my words, you are a nonce, James Robert Clark III. Leave Eliana alone. Stop stalking 12-year-old girls on Instagram. And, I don't know, find someone your own age with better milkies than whatever you are. Then God, I'm not going to go into James Robert Clark until, I don't know, the heat dies down, because right now Adonis Paul, Virgie, Mersh are hamming into James Robert Clark, who is a creepy stalker, who is possibly a predator, who pretty much needs to be removed from society, like Mary, and placed in a nut house. Unfortunately, we don't have nut houses here anymore, but so YouTube is their only therapy, which of course it's not therapy. Fuck these guys.
Every human, every species deserves the right and the chance to live, even if they're not capable of working. I said this morning, and I have to say it again, because...
And Platty, I'm pretty sure you've been in like AP's chats, and you've seen a lot of the disturbing posts by James Robert Clark, right? And you know this guy, and you've known that James Clark has been trying to defend Adrastia because, well, she is mentally, much like James Clark, Adrastia is also mentally 13 years old. Even though she says she's mentally 16, but who are we kidding?
Commenters are
Annie might be mentally 16.
still insisting that for somebody to exist, they have to get a job. Regardless of the fact that there's not even enough jobs for every single person.
Clearly, Adrastia has never heard of working from home. You do know that there are jobs that you can do online. You don't have to leave your house to work. You can make your own hours, be your own boss. Hell, you don't even have to wear clothes. God, scratch that. Wear clothes, Mary, because no one wants to see your sagged trash bags.
Whether you can work or not, you still deserve life. Period.
You deserve life. Life is full of trials and tribulations, Mary. If you can't handle that, then I don't know what to say. Life is riddled with a lot of bumps in the road. You gotta work, you gotta breathe, you gotta live, you gotta do what you got to do to make your life substantial. However, you can't waste your life away just by sitting on your ass, making YouTube videos, trying to combat your so-called haters and trolls. They're going to keep coming after you. And you can't deflect criticism. And to quote what Platty said in Moonbear's stream earlier, narcissists don't like to be criticized. And that's what you are, Adrastia. You are a complete and utter narcissist. So you belong in the same category as Truthfully Trisha and Shani.
We were not created to work and earn money.
Bro guy, you probably were around, but there's this woman I also covered aside from Adrastia. She goes by the handle Kasuba. Miss Moonbear refers to her as Cassandra, which might be her real name. But Kasuba pretty much has made videos crying about why she doesn't want to work, why she doesn't want to get a job, and saying that we deserve to be free and all that shit. Adrastia, then again, she's pretty much Adrastia with a goatee.
For other people. That's not the purpose of humanity. It's not the purpose of my life. And I'm not going to be ashamed of that.
You should be.
All of you telling me to just get a job could very easily go and get the same job yourself.
I could.
Many of you don't have jobs.
That's true. I don't.
Well, and you'll say, well, we're streamers.
That's true. Streamers. I'm a streamer.
Aren't I a streamer?
No. No, Adrastia, you're not a streamer. You see, Mary, streamers have what we call a chat box. And in that chat box, people voice their opinions, voice their thoughts. They can join in on the conversation. They can give their insights. What you have, if you were a streamer, you have to understand, streamers have a set. Doing this live stream requires effort, requires setting up your OBS. And why am I explaining this to you, Mary? I know goddamn well you would never, ever consider doing a live stream, knowing how you can't handle criticism. And I'm pretty sure you'd probably turn off the chat because you don't like what people say to you. I mean, the last time you tried to stream Adrastia, you ended it early because people kept calling you a duck murderer, and you had a meltdown.
And they'll say, well, yeah, but our content is better. In your opinion.
That's true. The thing is, Mary, the reason why our content is better is because we provide what you don't, and that's entertainment. We entertain our audience. I mean, I entertain my audience. I mean, with this VTuber avatar and the setup I put together, I entertain by adding a little music to the mix. I entertain my audience by playing your videos and commentating over them, and throwing a few zingers your way, because fuck you, Mary. You're a piece of shit. You purple-haired, bug-eyed, Quasimodo-looking money sucker. Okay, maybe that didn't sound right, but yeah, she is bug-eyed, purple-haired, stanky hobo. A smelly, mentally unstable hobo is what she is.
There's actually no difference.
Well, the thing is, there's one difference, and that is the chat. And the viewer count. And, well, you probably know about this. The donos. By the way, not all of us watch your videos not all of us make live streams watching just your videos. You see, Adonis Paul has an array of clips that he takes from WorldStar and other outlets, such as like news clippings and, well, TikTok videos. He also puts in like classic commercials and PSAs, as well as that little deep fake trailer you keep seeing at the start of my streams. And also he implores what is known as Yata, which is basically a palate cleanser for anyone who watches Adonis Paul's show. He always has this segment, what is called Cringe Talk, where he shows like cringy TikTok videos. And of course, they are cringy as fuck. But he always knows to give you a palate cleanser by playing what is known as Yata. Which is a music group of Japanese men, of a J-pop group of Japanese men dancing in their undies. It's great. It's basically the Japanese version of Magic Mike.
Between my content and your content, there's actually no difference between my content and your content.
Yeah, except I am not making videos on a shitty camera phone complaining about how my life sucks. What I'm doing is pointing out all the bullshit that you keep spewing and having a few laughs at your expense every time you have a meltdown. Because those meltdown videos are funny as hell. Especially when she screams and cries and then hits herself. I mean, yes, it's immature to laugh at that, but keep in mind that this bitch brought this all on herself.
Except that you get paid for your content.
Well, of course.
I'll get paid for mine soon enough.
Yeah, when you're e-begging constantly, filling out PayPal me /Adrastia, and then throwing a hissy fit when you don't get the money because you're a piece of shit person.
I'm only about 150 subscribers away from monetization. And a lot of my videos aren't going to be monetized because I have a filthy mouth. But a lot of my gaming videos probably will be monetized. And that's a lot of videos.
Mary. No one's gonna watch your gaming videos. You suck at gaming. I'm sorry to say this, but you're even worse than Wings of Redemption when it comes to playing video games. You're even worse than DSP. Have you watched your own gaming videos? They're not entertaining. They're boring. No one's going to spend 2 hours watching you fail at Pokemon or fail at some emulator game that you downloaded on a malware site. It probably has like bugs in it.
So I'm just pushing on until I get to that point.
And just to let you know, Mary, you don't have any genuine subscribers. Most of the people that are subscribed to your channel are just hate watchers. And here's what Jude Barnes has to say. I agree with you on YouTube being a legit job. If you can do it, good for you. Where I disagree is where the whole we have a right to exist and do nothing if we want business. Yes, it's true. If you're out in a tent on the street, but if you're in an apartment paid for out of working people's paychecks, that's where you cross a boundary that creates resentment. For people like you who can get a job, you keep saying, I can't work with people. I can't work with people. Well, fine. Go pick up a broom or toilet cleaner and start working for a cleaning company. You'll get to work on your own without interfacing with people once you learn the ropes. And Charlie said, just so you know, the money you get from your own content, even through PayPal donations, is considered income and is taxable. I hope you've put some money aside for that. Oh, you know damn well, Charlie, she doesn't put any money aside because most of that money is on weed. Now it's on alcohol. Loki Larry says, you don't try to better yourself. You don't try to better yourself. You expect people just to give you money after what you did. You don't deserve anything. Earn it or you get nothing. I agree. Michael Hatfield says, no, if you lived in the wild, you would have to build shelter, find and prepare food, grow food, raise livestock, hunt, make or trade for clothes. If you lay on your butt, you starve. So yes, we are made to work. Why should the working be forced through taxes to pay for lazy people with selective mental illness to sit on their butt? That's why you move to California, because they give the most social services the easiest. I know people with social anxiety and BPD. Guess what? They still work. Nowadays, you can get jobs to work from home. What's your excuse there? Michael Hadfield, I know you're probably watching. I commend you for that shit. The difference, Maggie May says, the difference is they are entertaining. They provide a service that people are willing to pay for. YouTube won't run ads on your content. They get their money from people paying them for their entertainment. Enjoy that $2 a month. There's a lot more than just working. But if you want to enjoy your time off, you need money. In order to eat, you need money. In order to have a roof over your head, you need money. Life isn't here for you to sit on your ass and do what you want, when you want, and not have some way of supporting yourself. Yes, I agree with that statement. Most of the content, the people who do live streams, are entertaining. Like I said, Adonis Paul has a cartoon avatar and usually has like these little clips where he has custom kills for certain stereotypes, which are along with some retro commercials and a few segments. I mean, how many you can't go wrong. I mean, come on, you can't go wrong with looking at a few without looking at mommy milker, without looking at some exotic dancer or burlesque show.
Well, I can gather some revenue from YouTube.
Again, Mary, you have to put in the work to garner revenue. You can't just sit on your fat ass and expect revenue to come to you. You have to apply to get monetized. You have to apply for super chats. Also, you have to live stream. And YouTube takes most of your super chat money. So, yeah, you probably wouldn't get a dime. Not if you don't put in the work.
But it is getting closer to happening.
Yeah, Mary. Again, I mean, look at Shani. She live streams her life 24/7. Should she get off the internet and take care of her family? Yes. I mean, she did have super chats, but most people know her as an abusive mother who pretty much forced her kids to live in squalor and filth. And she had her channel yeeted because of that. You, on the other hand, have no kids. You have no significant other. You spend every day of your life filming yourself on your shitty little phone, and you expect people to pay you? And by the way, the people who gave Shani money, the reason why they were giving her money was for the children. But what does Shani do? Instead of saving up that money for a better life for her kids, she wastes it on food and drugs. Just like you, Adrasia. Just like you.
And if I'm earning an income from YouTube, that means that I have a job. And will no longer be able to scream at me to just get a job. Regardless of whether YouTube is a job or not. It is what I do.
Yes, we should. We will be singing Ohio, Platy. We will be singing Ohio. Oh, hey, Moon Bear. It's good to see you.
Away. Because you don't like me.
Well, the reason why we don't like you, Mary, is because you've done a lot of fucked up shit in the past. You've, flagged people's channels. You tried to have people's sponsorships taken away. You talked shit about your Aunt Kathy, who is a sweet, kind-hearted woman. A woman who is proud of all the accomplishments. I mean, Aunt Kathy is proud that she has lived her life, worked to provide for her children. And she is proud of her children growing up and being successful people. And you're jealous, Mary. You're jealous that you don't have anyone to push you. Probably because, I don't know, your grandmother spoiled you rotten.
Like you. It doesn't make you go away.
Well, we're not going to go away, Mary, because, again, you keep responding to people.
Whether I like you or not, I have no right to tell anybody to go away.
But you do it anyways. Whenever people don't go away or leave you alone, you scream and threaten to harm yourself. This is one of Adrazia's cycles. She acts smug, and then 1 minute she's starting to act smug, 1 minute she's playing the victim, and then the next she threatens her own life. She goes to extremes, saying that she will end her life by jumping off the overpass with a sign that says, "You made me do this."
And leave the platform. Because YouTube is not my platform.
Exactly. Hey, I know you've been watching my streams. I know this bitch has been watching my streams. Otherwise, she wouldn't be saying what I say, which is, I said that YouTube is not your personal message board. It's a public platform. And that's what these cows don't understand.
This is my channel.
Yes. So? It's fair use, isn't it? Reviewing your content is considered fair use. And that's what I'm doing.
I say what I want on it.
Which you shouldn't.
But I'm not going to your videos and telling you to give up.
No. Instead, actually, you go and react to videos talking about you. You were reacting to Aunt Kathy. You had a meltdown every time Aunt Kathy pointed out all the bullshit that you've said. And you had a meltdown when Daywave did their segment on you. And you also had and you tried to lie to Adonis Paul.
Y'all are coming to me, harassing me, attacking me, because I'm not as strong as you, and you like hurting people.
Now you see, this is why I have been trying to say, this is what I've been saying about Shani, truthfully Trisha, and Adrazia. They fall in the same category as a perpetual victim, vulnerable narcissist, and a selfish, greedy, spoiled brat who refuses to take responsibility for oneself. Adrazia, Shani, and Trisha have all this in common. And that's why I've compared them. That's why I've been comparing Shani to Adrazia. That's why I've compared, truthfully, Trisha to Adrazia. Is because they're vulnerable narcissists. I know Adrazia would not reach out to truthfully Trisha. I don't think she knows who truthfully Trisha is. She's more obsessed with her own freakish misery to look at other people's misery.
That hurt me enough last year. I was always so much raw out of somebody before they completely become numb to it all.
Yeah. Keep telling yourself that. I become numb to every time you lie about how these people want you dead. these people want you to kill yourself and all that bullshit. I become numb to your lies.
And that's not an invitation to get worse about it, because if it does get worse, I'll just take a break for a couple of days.
Yeah, and then you'll come back smug as ever. And when that doesn't work, you'll throw a fit, scream, threaten self-harm, and then go on this tirade trying to slander the people who talk about you. Whether if it's Adonis Paul, whether if it's Daywave Radio, Aunt Kathy, Hatman, Fergie, myself. Oh, then again, you're not so brazen enough to come after me. I mean, honestly, I'm a small channel compared to you. So, yeah. That's probably wise, because I don't fly on your radar because I don't have that many followers. But I'm sure people will change that once they like this stream, share this shit around, and subscribe. Then we can talk. Maybe if I have a community tab, which I can't have that until I get 500 subs. But that'll come later on. I just need to put out more content. Maybe do little videos.
Nobody deserves to be berated or belittled or made to feel like they're not worthy just because they don't have a job.
Yeah, but again, sitting on your ass, crying in front of your camera, threatening suicide, and falsely accusing people of wrongdoings isn't considered a job.
We have more in this life than just working.
Humans work. It's in their birth. It's in their DNA.
There has to be more.
We're not going to sit on our fat ass and play the victim.
Than just working.
Yep. Mary, let me take a little bit. As you most know, the great Bunholio is who I am. And unfortunately, your TP shall always belong to Lake Titicaca. You have to understand, Mary, there's some things that people work. We all work. Maybe if and yes, YouTube can be considered a job if you put that on your taxes, but the thing about Mary is that she doesn't. I'm probably gonna sound like my old buddy, Widow. I'm probably gonna sound like Widow. There is a condition that Mary suffers from. It's called spoiled brat syndrome. And oh my God, Mary has the worst case of spoiled brat syndrome. I mean, she is so freaking entitled, and it's not even funny. Honestly, expect less from her because, well, she deserves no pity? Why do you think I keep saying why do you think I always put that thumbnail that says Mary has no empathy, show her none in return? Because she has no empathy. She is beyond empathetic. And she has done nothing worthy of anyone's validation. If Adrasia thinks that going on YouTube playing the victim would earn her some form of validation, she is fucking insane. Anyway, we got a few more videos and then I'm gonna call it a night. Like I said, it's gonna be short, but regardless, it'll be fun. I only have covered gotten through like, what the, oh fucking hell. Oh fucking hell. I only got 2 videos, so yeah, I'm in it for the long haul. Anyway, she's not gonna attack anyone, she's defending herself.
I am not putting down the system.
Yes, you are.
I'm not putting down people who work.
Yes, you are.
I am simply attempting to defend myself.
And you're doing a piss poor job at it.
Against the onslaught of attacks that I receive every day.
This is something I see. I would expect to hear this from Shani. I can hear this from Trisha. Hell, I can hear this shit from Foodie Booty. And I can hear this from you. You, Trisha, Shani, Chantal, you belong in the same category.
For the mere fact that I'm not able to work. And many of you are angry about that. You're so very angry that I'm not working. It's all that you can think.
Hold on. Let me say that. Let me read what Skinny Pete has to say. I'll break it down real simple for you. All of your viewers have a harder life than you. You get everything for free. Sleep in as long as you want. Do literally nothing to improve your situation. And you whine constantly. That's annoying and it makes people hate you. And yes, you did try to make people feel dumb for having jobs. Your job doesn't care about you. They'll just replace you. Hits reefer pipe. I am living under a roof because working people pay for me to sit around and smoke grass and complain. Michael Hatfield says, because you are so flippant, condescending, and ungrateful about it, you play the victim. Yet, when you want attention or get your drink, you want to start stuff. Many already don't like you, so it doesn't take much to provoke. I suggest you stop making commentary videos addressing the chat and stop going on your tirades and make your video game streams and the movie/TV streams. Just keep AP's, Virgie's, Randolph's, Daywave, and Kathy's name out of your mouth and live your life. I don't think you can because you enjoy the attention. You love feeling sorry for yourself, and it gives you just a small amount of people that don't know the full context and feel sorry enough for you to give you liquor/weed money. Wow, Mr. Hatfield. Wow, Michael Hatfield. I couldn't have said it better myself. You are on the ball.
Think about it, just takes over your mind, the fact that I'm not working. Why? Why does it bother you so much?
Because, again, do I really need to explain it? I mean, a lot of people have done better jobs explaining this shit. Why does it bother us so much? I don't know. Because you berated people for having jobs. You talked shit about people having jobs. You've pretty much acted smug when people work to pay taxes so that you can live comfortably. And not to mention, you're ungrateful for everything you've been given. Whether if it's free weed money, whether if it's booze money, whether if it's a roof over your head, food, or whatnot. I mean, for God's sakes, Blissey, the reason why you hate Blissey so much is because she tried to offer you to buy you food. She didn't have money to buy a fucking pizza. The least she could do was buy you French fries, and you turned her down because you keep saying, "Oh, I can't eat gluten." You could have at least respected her for being very thoughtful. Like it's the thought that counts, Mary. But oh no, because it always has to be Mary's way. Because Grandma, your Mima, who probably was misunderstood, probably tried to offer you a way to better yourself, but of course, you refuse to improve. I mean, then again, I think I blame your Mima for spoiling you rotten. I mean, she tried to offer you a place to live, but of course, you wanted more. And my heart breaks just knowing that you threatened that poor woman by threatening to harm yourself just so that she can give you money for drugs. You are a disgrace to that poor old woman. And fuck you, Adrasia, for wanting to get whatever inheritance money that probably will never go to you.
And you'll say, well, because we're the taxpayers and we're paying for you to exist. Thank you. Thank you. Why are you angry that you're helping other people exist? Why does that make you mad? If I wasn't on the system, your taxes would stay the same.
The problem is, Mary, people help the homeless so that they can improve their situation. There are soup kitchens. There are places for homeless people can go as a temporary outlet until they can get back on their feet. What you're doing, Mary, is leeching off the system because you are too lazy, too stubborn, and too selfish to do anything to help yourself get out of this predicament. You're a burden. You, Adrasia, are the financial burden here. You are a financial burden, Adrasia.
The money would just be going to somebody else. Bullying me off of the system is not going to lower your taxes. I've said that before.
It's not the fact that we're bullying you to get off the system. It's the fact that you... And by the way, we're not bullying you. We're criticizing you. And that is the thing these idiots, these lolcows, don't seem to understand. They seem to believe that constructive criticism is akin to cyberbullying. And that's not the case.
It still remains true. Getting one person off of the system because you bullied them to suicide is not going to affect your taxes in any form. You're going to pay the exact same amount whether I'm alive or not.
Yeah, but no one's going to miss you, Mary. you have pretty much alienated almost everyone who has tried to help you.
Everything that I say, y'all twist into something that it's not. I am not able to work.
No, Mary. I get that you are not able to work, but it's the fact that you berated people who can work is what makes us hate you.
That is the fact that I am dealing with right now.
No, it's not that you can't work. It's the fact that you don't want to work. There's a difference between can't and don't want to. Can't and won't. It's not the fact that you can't work. It's the fact that you won't work. There's a difference, Mary.
Many of you don't believe that. That's your opinion.
Yeah, but most of our opinions are fact. Most of our opinions are supported by evidence, are supported by facts, and are supported by your family who has detailed this pattern of behavior as it dates back to your childhood.
You do not decide how severe my illnesses are.
Now you're starting to sound like Shani. I mean, Shani made a rant where she was flipping out over people who went after Truthfully Trisha. And she goes on talking about how she is not a narcissist and how she gets angry whenever people... She gets angry easily because of her quote-unquote borderline personality disorder. You're pretty much in the same boat as Shani, for Christ. Except you're boring as fuck. Shani is infuriating. I can't stand to listen to Shani for more than 2 seconds without her screaming, without her being smug, and without her being completely fucking delusional. I hate Shannon Dornbush. I hate Shani, for Christ. I just wish she just stayed off YouTube. But of course, Shani wants the attention. Shani craves it. And you're pretty much in the same league as her, except you don't have any kids to neglect and you don't have a significant other to abuse. You had pets. You had a few cats which you abandoned just so that you can be homeless you can be homeless in LA.
You are not my doctor. You are not my therapist. You are not me.
And there's that, and that's the argument that every lolcow keeps saying. You are not my doctor. You are not my mother. You are not me. You're right. We're not you. That's why we're better than you. At least we're not sitting on our asses, e-begging and pity grifting people out of their hard-earned money. And we're not walking around in the middle of May screaming, "Why won't I die?" And we're not stealing a Capri Sun from a homeless person. You did all those things, Mary.
I'm sorry that my existence upsets so many people. There is nothing I can do about that. You are going to hate me for the rest of my life. And there is absolutely no way to stop that.
Well, there are ways that you can stop that. You could, I don't know, get off the internet, get help, check into like a psych ward. Go into a group home.
All I'm trying to do is be understood and live in peace.
Well, oh, I see. Oh, and she was responding to this one.
That is your opinion. You have the opinion that the other YouTubers are entertaining, and I'm boring.
Well, you are boring. The only times when you're entertaining is when you freak out every time someone threatens to come to your Section 8 apartment. That's when you're entertaining, is when you flip out over trivial bullshit. You flip out whenever trolls say that they know where you live.
That is your personal judgment and opinion. Not everybody has the same taste in what they find entertainment.
I mean, we're trying to get you off the internet. Judging by your numbers, it's an objective fact. Judging by your numbers, it's an objective fact. Oh my god. Well, yeah. They're not wrong.
I personally do not find those other shows to be entertaining. I find them to be cruel and hateful and disturbing that so many people would find entertainment from them.
Are you talking about AP? Are you talking about my... Are you talking about me?
That's my opinion. I have the right to have it.
Yeah, but you don't have the right to force it on other people. That's for sure.
They have the right to have their hateful shows. I am not watching their shows. I am not going to their comments and saying that they need to stop, or telling people that they need to stop watching them, or they need to stop supporting them, or any of this.
No, you flag people's channels for calling you out. You try to contact people's sponsors to cease production, and you threaten to call the cops on people. Yeah, you don't tell people to go and stop supporting them. You call the cops on those channels because you don't like what they talk about. You don't like it when they talk about you.
That's happening to me. Y'all are in my comments every day belittling and degrading me and trying to make me believe that I am less than human.
Well, you are less than human, Mary. You're the bottom of the barrel.
I'm not doing that to you. I understand your viewpoint that you do not find my YouTube entertaining. Please, stop watching it.
No. Again, Mary, like I said, you cannot tell me what I should watch. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions, yes, but you cannot force your opinion down people's throats because you don't like it. You don't like to be called out. You can't let go of the past, Mary. You refuse to let go of the past, and you do nothing to contribute to society. You are a financial burden.
I am not asking any of you to watch my videos. I don't think I've ever made a single video where I ended with like and subscribe.
Oh, man. Yeah. Please, for the only viewer watching, please like and subscribe. Share this shit around. Please share this shit around. We could use more viewers.
Not what it's about. It's not. It would be nice if I got monetized, but it's not the main goal.
Again, Mary, you have to put in the work to get monetized. I mean, I wouldn't mind being monetized, but again, that's a long ways to go. It is a very long ways to go. And I gotta keep putting in the shit. I gotta get better, and I have gotten better over the years. Back when I started, I just had like a shitty mic. I was just streaming on Twitch, and then I started going on YouTube. The quality was a bit shitty, but I started doing the StreamYards instead because I had a shitty ass computer. It was an old computer that probably didn't run on OBS, so I resorted to StreamYards as a backup. And now I'm on Streamlabs because now I figured out how to use it properly. And now I have better mic. And now I can do things like this. I could have an avatar that I can utilize.
The point here is for me to have my word, my life out there. Because for so long I lived with everybody in denial. Still in denial. My aunt is still, I'm schizoaffective and she'll still say that I'm just lazy and spoiled.
Well, Aunt Kathy's not wrong, Mary. Aunt Kathy is not wrong. You are lazy and spoiled. And much like Shani, you fake illnesses constantly as an excuse to not want to better yourself. You claim to have borderline personality disorder. You claim to be bipolar. You claim to have schizoaffective disorder. You claim to have CPTSD. Shani does the same thing too. And so does truthfully Trisha. And maybe Foodie Booty, but that's either here or there.
Because that's what schizoaffective is. It's laziness. And spoiled by abusive parents. Spoiled with 18 years of head lice.
No, you were spoiled by your grandmother.
Spoiled going to school, smelling bad.
How many want to bet? Yo, Platty, if you're still in the chat, how would you like to bet that none of this shit happened? And she's just making this shit up. What we do know is that her grandmother pretty much spoiled her.
Spoiled, never having any friends, never doing any after-school activities. Her kids, I think at least one of them played baseball. None of us ever played baseball. None of the Woods girls ever did anything like that. Baseball or soccer or anything. I had a soccer ball to kick around in the yard by myself because we weren't allowed to have kids over.
Again, I refuse to believe any of this is true. Probably because, again, she's pretty much using the stories that she wrote in her book. Which, of course, if you haven't watched Mayo, you probably are aware that Adrazia was pretty much plagiarizing Dave Pelzer's work.
Because they would see how we live. We grew up differently. Kathy wants to insist that I'm the same as her children, but
You could have
we had
been.
completely different upbringings.
You could have been the same.
Her children were introduced to social activities, taught to be human beings. We were introduced to a lot of violence and anger and hatred, and taught that we were nothing, that we would never be anything.
Oh my God. Enough with the pity party bullshit. Mary. No one's gonna watch a crybaby complain about how, oh, her childhood was bad. Again, you, like I said, you cannot let go of the past. If you were a victim of trauma, Adrazia, you should know to overcome it. But instead, you just let it corrupt you and twist your mind and made you into this hateful, shadowy being. You're not even human anymore. You're just this hateful entity that feeds on negativity.
And if there was a mistake, it was our fault, and we were just horrible, awful people who didn't deserve to live. And I'm still living with that daily being beaten in my head from the commenters who are supportive of my family because they don't believe that the abuse existed. I'm not attacking anybody.
Yes, you are.
I don't want to hurt anybody.
Yes, you do.
I fully understand you think that these other shows are entertaining and worthy of your money.
Yes, they are.
That is fine.
They are.
That is your opinion.
Dude, you know that I always pay a $2 super chat in Adonis Paul stream just so that I could get him to read out some funny ass shit. I mean, last time when one of your videos was on, I put out Trabajo, which is a nod to B Smiley's comment in Daywave stream when Daywave covered your videos. It was an homage to a good person. I did that as an homage to B Smiley, who has been and still is one of my supporters, even though he's not in the chat. But I'm pretty sure he'll probably be watching the replay of this stream. It doesn't matter if I don't have any people in my stream right now. As long as the replay gets to be, then I can do no wrong. I had to get rid of some videos because I gotta keep the shit show.
We're allowed to have it. What you're not allowed to do is force your opinion onto other people who do not hold the same viewpoint.
I'm going to read this. Judging by your numbers, it's an objective fact. And that is rightfully so. It is an objective fact. Judging by your history, your internet footprint, as well as your background, it's a fact. I think your mother pretty much screwed up your life.
That's what you're trying to do. It's not fair. They
Life isn't
their
fair.
Content. I have mine.
The thing is, none of us are playing the victim all the time and expecting people to give us money for existing. Like I said, we put in the work. We provide entertainment. All you do is just make boring ass videos complaining about how all your haters want you to die and how people are misjudging you. And you play shitty emulator games on your phone which probably takes probably way too much space. So, yeah. If you had a computer or a laptop or anything that runs on a gaming system that's built for gaming, then this would have been something. If you had like a proper game console, like a Nintendo Switch, then you would have been set.
If you don't find it interesting or entertaining, you do not have to watch my videos.
But I do, because, again, people like you, Mary, people like Shani, people like Trisha and Chantal, they make people like me look bad by default. In regards is that they use mental illness as an excuse to why they don't want to improve their behavior.
You can block me so that they don't show up anymore.
Or we could just
Please.
Or we can just unsubscribe to your channel. There's that option. I unsubscribed to you because Virgie told me to. Because the fact that people are subscribed to your channel are pretty much feeding into your delusions that there are people that will care about you.
Just leave. If all you want is to tear me down and hurt me, I do not need you as a subscriber. I do not want you as a subscriber. I don't want anybody here that doesn't want to be here. Just unsubscribe and stop watching my videos if you don't think I'm entertaining.
By the end of this, I'm pretty sure she had less subscribers. Or she probably had more. Either way, she's getting the attention.
You don't have the right to try to take it away from everybody else because you have the opinion that is different from other people who
Mary, Adrazia, are you aware that there... Oh, fuck. Oh, this part. Oh, my God. Fucking Adonis Paul. Fucking Adonis Paul. God damn it. Yeah, I was watching one of Virgie's streams, one of Virgie's late night streams, and they pretty much were covering one of Mary's videos, even though they weren't really covering it. They were pretty much spent most of the time talking. I mean, dude, Adrazia is fucking boring. Why not waste another hour just mocking her, calling her a piece of shit, and pretty much fuck with her life? Well, maybe not do that, but AP likes to play a few jokes. It's funny. It's funny. They were doing you a service. Yeah. Well, let's just say
it was two women.
Dude, Adonis Paul was doing you a service, Mary.
Their tags said the Church of Jesus Christ. So, obviously, I immediately told them that they had been sent to harass me. And they said, no, we were asked to come by you. Your name is Mary. We received a message from Mary asking us to... I said, no, somebody else asked you to come, pretending to be me, because I don't like visitors, and they're sending people to my home to harass me. So whoever it was that was signing me up for the Mormons to come and visit, they have shown up. They have been made aware.
Dude, they were trying to do you a service. You need Jesus, Mary. You need Jesus really bad.
That they are being used as a vessel for harassment. And
they were trying to do some... Dude, AP and his crew, they were trying to do something nice for you. They see you don't have God in your life, and they wanted to spread the good word. They want to bless you with the powers of Elohim. And you shat on them because you're a selfish cunt.
personally, I think it's fucked up that I had to do that. That I had to let these women took time out of their day to come and talk to somebody who they believed was wanting help.
You need help. You need Jesus. Jesus will be the way to salvation, Mary.
Spiritually. Because one of you gave them that impression.
Well,
knowing
they're not wrong.
Very full well that I did not want any visitors. That I don't like people.
And that's why you need Jesus.
That it would be harassment.
I was trying to give you a way to express yourself by sharing Truthfully Trisha's email to your account. I wish I didn't do that, and I regretted it, but I was trying to get you to voice your story. But now that I look at it, it's not worth it. I was trying to bring the cows together. Okay, maybe that didn't sound right, but again, you needed a support group, Mary. And if this is how you treat other people, whether or not they're hosting a room, then honestly, fuck you. I was trying to do you a service. I wish I didn't. And now, fuck off, Mary. I mean, Adonis Paul was trying to do you a service too.
I left my phone in the bedroom when I answered the door this time. If it happens again, I will have to film the missionaries and, I don't know, embarrass them, I guess. Humiliate them publicly. Because people online want to be shitheads and send them to the home of people who are mentally unwell and do not want visitors.
I was trying to get you into a call with Truthfully Trisha because she's about as mentally fucked up as you. But I'm pretty sure you'd probably turn that down because, again, you're a piece of shit, Mary. Yes, I admit. I wish I didn't. I was trying to offer you a way to air out your grievance in a room full of other crazy people. That was my mistake. And then I changed my mind and decided, you know what? It's not worth it. Fuck this bitch. Fuck these cows. Let's just make fun of them. Let's just point our fingers and laugh at them.
I don't like having to tell people to go away.
Yes, you do.
I don't like having to tell people that they were just used to hurt me. I don't like having to explain to people that what they thought was a good deed was actually harassment and terrorism.
Oh, dear God. Everything is terroristic to you, Mary. Adonis Paul, Virgie, Mersh, we were trying to help you. You turned it around. Hell, I tried to help you by offering you to reach out to Truthfully Trisha to get you on her show. But of course, now that I've watched your videos and how you say you don't like people, honestly, you don't deserve to be around people either. Why don't you just, I don't know, go live in a cave for the rest of your life? Because We're better off without you. Why don't you, I don't know, reject your humanity and return to being a chud?
By people online using their goodness to try to hurt somebody. Imagine using other people's goodness for your own evil. That's what's being done to me at this moment. They're literally trying to use God to hurt me. I do not want to speak to anyone. If you're sending missionaries to me, the next set will be filmed and publicly humiliated to get the point across that you do not send people like that to harass the mentally unwell. I don't want to have to do that.
Get off the fucking internet. Get off the fucking internet, Mary.
Those women deserve their privacy for what they're doing. I hold no grudges against them.
Yes, you do.
But if I have to make a big show to get my point across that sending people to harass the mentally unwell is not a good idea, you know, y'all are going to keep pushing me and pushing me and pushing me.
Well, the reason why is because you brought this on yourself, Mary. And yes, it is entertaining to watch you make an ass out of yourself. But you provoke it. You prolong it. You, instead of taking up the offer and accepting Elohim into your life, you decided to make a complete scene and make a fucking video hoping that someone with half a brain is going to give two flying fucks about you. You're not a person. You're not human, Mary. And I will not treat you as a human. If you don't want to be treated like a human, then I should not treat you like a human.
Those women didn't deserve that.
I will treat you like Cyrax. Not the Mortal Kombat character. That chud.
So now people are saying, well, we don't hold any accountability for sending people to your house because you...
And I would not hold accountability for offering you to to air out your grievances on another person's channel. I tried to offer you a way to, I don't know, garner attention, to make you famous. But all you want to do is be left alone. You wanted to be you wanted attention. Let's see whether or not you're gonna flip out when people leave you alone. Watch. Adonis Paul is done with you. So it gives me free range. So if Adonis Paul is done with you, then does that mean... Well, actually, I wouldn't say he's done with you. If you do something, he's never going to be done with you. Why do you think he decided to send those missionaries over? He was trying to help you. He was trying to give you a way to redeem yourself by accepting Elohim in your life.
You didn't have to answer the door. No, I didn't. I didn't have to answer the phone all those times you called me either. But it's extremely hard for me to not answer a door or a phone, because I genuinely believe that the person on the other side knows that I'm there and simply not answering, and they will get more angry if I don't respond. So no, I didn't have to answer the door, but I believe that the people on the other side of the door, regardless of who they were, knew that I knew they were there and would only get more angry and violent if I refused to answer.
Those were missionaries. Those were people of faith. They're not drug lords or drug dealers. They're not the police. They were trying to spread the word, to spread the gospel. And you treated them like garbage. You're going to burn in hell, Mary. Watch.
That's the way my brain works. Okay? You cannot control the way my brain works.
Yeah, I know.
That's how it is. If somebody comes to my door and knocks, I feel like I have to answer, or there will be extreme consequences.
Consequences will never be the same, Mary.
For not doing so. You're the ones that are sending people to my apartment to harass me because you know that I'm mentally unwell and don't do well with visitors.
If this is how you treat people in real life, then honestly, get off the fucking internet.
You're blaming me for the way I react to circumstances that you are putting me in, purposely to bother and harass me.
Well, we wouldn't be bothering and harassing you if you hadn't forced our hand. So, once again, Mary, you brought this all upon yourself. You make your bed, you sleep in it.
You could easily just not answer the door. I cannot.
Because you're a paranoid schizophrenic. And this is from today. You know, Mary, you could have reached out to other crazy crazies like yourself if you had joined an online support group. An online support, if you had joined a outbox run by Truthfully Trisha. She was on Dr. Phil. For being mentally unstable. Like you. The least you could have done was asked for an invitation to join her if she ever did a live stream. All right, this is going to be the final video. So, the long and arduous journey. Like I said, I was going to keep it short. And
so, first off, I wanted to say thank you. I received a $10 donation, so I'm going to get my weed. The second thing I wanted to talk about, a little bit about my schizophrenia.
Oh, so now you're saying you're schizophrenic? You're paranoid. So maybe I am right. Maybe you are a paranoid schizophrenic.
See, I had told y'all before about the story about the kid in the school who straight out asked me if I was schizophrenic. But I didn't really explain how it got to that point. So that day, it was near the end of the school year, and I guess we were using the class as like a study period, so it's basically free. And we were all had our desks circled around, so we were all in the same little area, and they had asked me if I would sing, because they had heard me singing around the school, because just as I do now,
you sing. Well, whoever asked you to sing was probably regretting it right now, because I've heard you sing, Adrastia, and oh my god, I cannot comprehend how terrible you sound.
Sing everywhere I go. And I did. I started to sing for them, and I'm aware that it was only in my mind, right?
Yes, you were.
I believed I was being laughed at. I believed I was being made fun of.
Maybe has it ever occurred to you that it may have happened? You just don't want to remember it?
I started to think the only reason they even asked me to sing was because of how bad I am at it, and they just wanted to laugh at me. And none of them were saying anything, right? They were all just sitting there watching me sing. But in my head, I heard laughter. I heard mocking, I heard jeering, I heard hatred, I heard all of it, and it was very real. And I just stopped singing and kind of broke down and got upset. And they didn't understand, because they weren't making fun of me, they weren't laughing at me, they weren't doing these things, but I still heard it and felt it, and it was very real to me, even though none of those things were happening in the classroom. They were happening in my mind, and they were very real. And that's why it makes it so hard now when people every day are posting, "We hate you, we want you to kill yourself, you're nothing, you're worthless, you're garbage."
So now take that into perspective and apply it to YouTube. It's called a conscience. Mary, maybe the reason why you're having these thoughts is because the guilt is eating at you. The guilt of telling Kenneth McBride to get rid of Roberta Laws is still eating at you to this day. Also, yes, James Clark was caught creeping on kids on Instagram. Yeah, fuck that guy.
I hear those things every day in my own head, and I fight them. So when y'all are telling me these things online, it makes things in my head real. It makes it harder for me to believe that I'm not hated, that I'm not wanted dead, that I actually could be a person. Whenever I'm out in public, like around people, I get anxious and nervous that they won't hurt me. I have to, like, I don't know, it's why I don't leave often, it's why I don't stay out often. I come out when I have something to do, right? Like right now I'm going to get weed.
Okay, go get weed. Stop filming yourself, you dumb bitch.
I went out earlier to get food. Last night I went out for a vodka.
Good for you.
But as soon as I gather what I need, I go straight home, and I try not to interact with people because I truly believe that they are going to hurt me, that they hate me, that somehow everybody knows me and everybody feels the exact same way that the people on this YouTube channel feel.
That's called paranoia. You're a paranoid schizophrenic, and you probably were a former patient at a psych ward. And that's probably the mind that some people attract. What do you expect?
And I'm in danger. And I have felt that way since childhood. Because these thoughts have always been in my head. That's why I was never able to have friends. Because I would always be afraid and internally sure that they were not really my friends, that they were just using me, or they were just pretending to like me, or they were just being nice. But it couldn't possibly be that they were genuinely my friends, and so, people don't understand. They think, well, if you know it's just in your head, why can't you ignore it? I don't know. My brain is what I use to figure out whether things are right or wrong, so if there's something wrong with my brain, how do I figure that out? I mean, that doesn't make fucking sense. I know that there's something wrong with my brain.
Hey, there's something wrong with my brain. You don't see me making a YouTube video about it.
But sometimes it's very hard to distinguish what's real and what's not.
Welcome to the club, dumb bitch. Welcome to the internet, bitch.
Especially when I'm in a world where there is a lot of hatred and a lot of anger.
Yeah, so?
Around every corner.
It's called live, you dumb bitch. And yes, I'm trying to be... Yes, sometimes I can be a bit harsh, but again, this chick is stupid. I don't know what happened to her when she was little. I just know that she's a nuisance and she needs to get the fuck off YouTube. Also, James Clark, fuck you. You suck. Stop creeping on minors on Instagram. Stop stalking Eliana and get your head checked out. Check into a mental hospital or check out of life. And that's pretty much it. Anyway, yes, sirree. Oh, hey. Hey. Moonlight Artist. That's gonna do it for tonight. That's gonna do it for this. I said I was gonna cut it short, but unfortunately, I kind of got a little heated. Probably a little upset, and I really needed to voice my concern because fuck Adrastia, and most definitely fuck James Clark. You suck, both of you suck, and you deserve each other. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing a video on James Clark. I'm probably gonna wait on it until the heat dies down. Maybe I might get the permission from some people, but I'm just gonna be careful for right now. Anyway, that's gonna do it for tonight. Like I said, I'm not gonna leave you guys empty-handed. I am going to be playing a video made by Adonis Paul, the cartoon man, which pretty much is a reenactment of the event that caused this chain of events to happen. Like I said, like this shit. If you like this stuff, if you like what I do, please hit that like button, share this shit around, and let everybody join in on the fun. And if you want to see more, why not subscribe to my channel? Click the bell notification and get updates on whether or not I'm going to stream. If you are feeling generous and wish to donate a few bucks my way, I have a PayPal, a Cash App. Both links are in the description as well in the chat. If you want to reach out to me, you can check out my email, or you can follow me on Twitter at rgjaime91. Also, links in the description as well in the chat. That's gonna probably do it. I'm probably gonna not do the murder of Roberta laws. Instead, I'm probably gonna play the Mayo combat because I've already padded out this shit. That being said, thank you for sticking around and thank you for showing up. I am Rickzilla, and I will see you guys in the near future. Now, peace out. Peace out, folks, and have a good evening. Let's see who's up. I know, because Beth is still streaming, and I might need to take a look. So, good night, everyone, and I'll see you in the near future.
this morning. Called me this